Hello everyone. Recently I was thinking about the future of apps. So I use iPhone and iOS just because I prefer it. You can use Google and Android and whatever you want. But my idea is what will be the future of apps, and I think the future of apps will be no apps. And what do I mean by that? If you look at my phone and the apps that I use and the folders that I put in, for example, if you go to the market folder, I have a bunch of apps that are categorized in a similar way. For example, eBay, Amazon, takeaway apps, they go under the same category, which is shopping, right? This is an eBay app, it's under the shopping category. Now imagine if Apple or Google or some third parties introduced a platform, an app, a unified app that allows to get the platforms and UI, probably UI or some sort of features from all of these apps in one app. So one of the basic examples that have been before is, of course, the mailing apps. I use Spark because it's much more friendly and it has a bunch of cool features. I do not use the mail app as a stock app of iPhone because it's actually slow. If you use more than two inboxes, it's slow. Now, what I was thinking is that the mail app uses different mailboxes, just like, to add some accounts and use them. So imagine there is a mail app for every kind of category you can do. Obviously not games. Games would not work on that. But for example, let's just focus on music or market, or even travel. For example, travel. Now, do I need TripAdvisor every day? No. Do I need National Rail every day? Yes, because I use for Overground in London. Same with the tube map to check the underground. So that's pretty much everything I use. And bus, sometimes if I take the bus, and flight boards for checking the airplanes and timetables for the flights, schedules. Some other things that I rarely use. Eventbrite, you can use it as a virtual ticket. And that's pretty much it. Now imagine if these apps have one platform. You go to the platform and it says add a service. You press add a service, you go to the store, App Store or Google Play, and it opens up the category of apps that are allowed to be on that platform. Now the similar thing happened with the Home. I think I can find Home. Yeah, there we go, Home. This is a feature that was in the latest iOS, and it can collect things from your home if you have location-based or HomeKit enabled devices and accessories. You can actually do this and it will find it. Now the cool thing is, like, this is a platform, right? You can use all of these hardware in a place like called Home. Now imagine if the same can be done in software. One of the examples is the messengers. Back in the day, I think when I was using iPhone 4, there was a messenger called IM Plus. Let's find if it still exists. It's called IM Plus, probably not. A messenger that was collecting other messages. It wasn't a messenger. Yeah, there we go. IM Instant Messenger. This was a messenger that collected different accounts from different websites and services, and it uses to send people messages in the same way. So it's a one platform that allows you to use all of these apps as messenger servers. Now obviously all of these apps do not always have messaging service as a primary reason. For example, mail.ru is actually a mail service, and Yandex is actually a website for searching like Google. So they're not limited to, and same as like Contact is actually a Russian website of Facebook. So they're not limited to messages, of course, but some people prefer to have a messaging app. Now, same idea for the Messages app. If you go to the iMessage messaging app, I'm not gonna go there, it's personal information, but you know what's gonna be inside, right? Same with WhatsApp. Now imagine if I can combine Messenger, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, messaging system from Twitter, messaging from VK, which is Russian Facebook, and Instagram messaging system into the one app that will allow to go into the messaging app of Apple's system. So there will be only one app here. Now, if I want the rest of the features, if I want to use stickers, for example, if there are some stickers for WhatsApp, or you can send some files over WhatsApp if you want to. If I want to use the service, I can have the app, but I can throw the app away from my homepage somewhere here, and I'm gonna use only one app to access all of my messages of all possible accounts everywhere. So every service that allows you to chat. Of course, you need an API for that. Developers have to allow you to use the messaging service. There could be some UI problems, some work has to be done, and of course there could be some encryption concerns, because for example WhatsApp or Telegram, they use different type of encryption than iMessage, and maybe it's not going to be the same. But because a message app on iPhone is a stock app, it has it can connect, or has some like connections, not connections, but it can talk to basically to other apps and can send information over. So technically having one messaging app instead of 5, but actually using all of these 5 messaging apps in one platform is the future of apps, in my opinion. Another one of the good examples, as I said, also music could be interesting. If you collect different music services like Spotify, SoundCloud, you can combine only in one app and use it like a tab on the bottom, for example, Spotify and SoundCloud on the back. And same for dating apps. I think the best thing is that the dating apps, it can be combined together as well. Same for job hunting websites like Reed, Monster, LinkedIn Jobs, whatever. You can combine all of this in one platform, and this can be provided by Apple or Google or some third-party developer, which can raise some concerns. It can raise some concerns. Of course, in terms of security, are these apps are using my information or not? Is going to be sent to them or not? But come on, in this age, I don't even think that. Oops, did I hurt? No, I didn't. I don't even think it's that we have privacy at that level that we hope to have. But whatever. So that's my idea, of course. Getting rid of apps, basically, or using one UI or using one app to access all of them. Because again, like I said, I don't need to have all of the apps all the time. If I want to message with someone, I go to Messages app, and I want to see every single service that allows you to message with people there, because it's much more convenient. Like I can make concept art like that. How can it work? Because I have a good imagination and creativity, I can do that, and I don't think it's difficult to do. Just like open messages, and then you can see, like from the top, it will say sent via WhatsApp or sent via Twitter, and you can go and answer them just using the same UI like this one on a Messages app. I think it will make it much easier to use for people, because like I said, apps are going away in terms of like a lot of apps I don't use every day, like a lot of things I don't use every day. But if there's a unified system to have them collected in one app as a feature, for example, you cannot always combine different apps because they all are different. For example, maybe SoundCloud doesn't have a feature that Spotify has, or maybe WhatsApp has. You can send files over WhatsApp, but you cannot send a file on iMessage. So how are you going to combine them, right? So if you go to iMessage or Messages app, you don't see send files, and probably it's not going to be a special UI for every single app. It's going to be a unified UI, like a universal type of UI. So yeah, of course, people will say, well, I want to use WhatsApp, I don't want to chat, I actually want to send something, then I have to use WhatsApp app, of course. But my idea was to combine maybe not only messengers that you can see in this case. I think there are also other combined messengers. I don't know. This is the one I remember back in the day. I don't even know how old this is, because it's, oh boy, I can remember it when I was very small. It existed. Yeah, 2012. Look at that. Yeah, I was one of the first, and this is not the first version, by the way. It's 7.1. Yeah, this is really old app, and I was using this. But what I noticed is that the UI is horrible. There's a lot of things that doesn't work. There's some examples. Yeah, it looks like they made it better this time. But I think the idea is easy to understand for you. That's it for today. I just had an idea. Maybe you have better ideas how to make future of apps clear. Let's see, for us, what can be the future of apps. So we have to wait and see. But this one, the idea that I gave you in this video, which is a unification of apps like dating apps, music apps, messengers. I think the most important is Messenger. Drop me a comment if you think this idea is good, and yeah, if you have any kind of suggestions, you also can put in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. It's a quick video for my small tiny channel, and I'll see you next time.